Welcome to your Master Your Maths tutorial for today, the 18th of January. Number 1. Complete the sequence. 1/8, 1/4, 3/8. What comes next? With any sequence, you need to see what is the difference between the two numbers to see is it increasing or decreasing. And then you do it with the second and third number to see the same, is it increasing or decreasing, and by how much. Now, my piece of advice for you with this one is you need to change this quarter into eighths so that everything you're dealing with is an eighth, so that you can see clearly whether it's increasing, decreasing, and by how much, and then that will help you here. So I'm not going to show you how to change a quarter into an eighth, but I'm going to do it with a different fraction just to show you how to do it. So for example, if I had 3/5 here and I wanted to change it to tenths at the bottom, I think to myself, 5 divided into 10 gives me 2, because I know the following sums are true from just knowing my tables. If you want to keep your tables book in front of you, you can, your homework tables book. Okay, I know the following sums are all true for 5 and 10. Okay, so they're all the sums I know, and they help me then for doing the sum. So as you can see here, 5 into 10 gives me 2. 5 into 10 gives me 2. So 5 into 10 gives me 2. I don't just put 2 over the 10. I have to multiply the 2 by this numerator of 3 first. So I think to myself, 3 by 2 is 6. And that's my equivalent fraction now with the denominator that I need, the 10. Just like you'll need the 8. So just run over it again. You want 10, so you divide the 5 into it, get an answer, and multiply that answer by whatever's on top here. Another way to think of it is the following. The 5 denominator became 10. How does 5 become 10? Here we go. 5 multiplied by 2 equals 10. So if I multiply the bottom by 2, I must multiply the top by 2. 3 by 2 is 6. I must do the same. So I multiplied the top by 2 and I multiplied the bottom by 2. Apologies that I can't do proper fractions for some reason. So that's how you change one fraction into an equivalent version of it. You either divide this into the new denominator, get an answer, multiply that answer by the numerator to get the new numerator, or think to yourself, how did that denominator become the new one? 5 by 2 equals 10. So I multiplied it by 2, so I must do the same to the top number, multiply the 3 by 2 to get 6, and there's my new fraction. So that's what you're going to do for number 1. Number 2, multiplying by 10, so looking at how many zeros 10 has and moving the decimal point accordingly. Number 3, dividing by 5 into this number. It's not a long division, so it's going to be written similar to this one, except there shouldn't be a remainder, I'm thinking, because look at this, the number ends in a 5, and we know that the 5 times tables, every answer either ends in a 0 or a 5, so it's looking like there won't be a remainder. Division of fractions. This is not something we've done before, so I'm going to take it out here for a little look at this one. So they have 3/4 divided by 2/7. So you keep the 3/4 the same. You change the division to multiplication, and because you've changed that, you've flipped this fraction. You just swap the 7 for the top and the 2 for the bottom. You swap it around, and then you completed multiplying the top number by the top number. So 3 by 7 is 21, and multiply the bottom, the denominator, by the denominator. 4 by 2 is 8, and that's your answer. 21/8 is your answer for this sum. Our sum is the number 3, so it's a whole number divided by a fraction, so I'll do that as well. I'm going to do a whole number. I'm going to make it a different number, obviously. I'm going to do 5 divided by 1/4. Okay, so the first thing I do is, this is a whole number, so I need to put 5 over 1 to make it a fraction. 5 over 1. It's another way to write any of the whole numbers, 5 over 1, 3 over 1, etc. So I put 5 over 1, and then I'm going to divide it by the quarter. Okay, so let's do this. So it's 5 over 1 divided by a quarter. So this is like my 5 over 1 divided by a quarter. So I keep the first fraction the same. So I keep 5. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to copy and cut this down here, because it's okay. Actually, I think it should be okay. So I keep the 5 over 1 the same. 5 over 1 stays. I change my division for multiplication. Done. And now I flip my next fraction. So I flip the 1/4. So this time 4 was at the bottom here, so I flip it. So 4 is at the top, 1's at the bottom. And now I just multiply the top numbers together and the bottom numbers together. So 5 multiplied by 4 is 20 over 1 by 1 is 1. So 20 over 1, and just like 5 over 1 at the beginning, another way to write that is just the number 20. So my answer is 20. So just to recap how to do this division sum. You're going to have to put your whole number over 1 to create a fraction. So then the new sum is 5 over 1 divided by a quarter. And then to complete this, you keep the first fraction the same, change the division sign to multiply, and flip this fraction around, and then multiply top by top, bottom by bottom to get your answer. That's how we divide fractions. Okay? Coming down to the next one, and you have to say a cuboid has how many vertices. So 2D shapes have sides, corners. So the vertices is the corners of a 3D shape. So if you have any box in front of you, or any type of box, cube, anything like that, count how many corners it has, and that's your answer. Number 6. Draw an acute angle, so less than 90. If you have a protractor, it's going to be all the more accurate. Number 7. Find the perimeter of this shape. So you have to, for perimeter, you're just adding all of the sides together. Number 8. Can this shape tessellate? Can it go alongside another shape and fit side by side without overlapping or leaving gaps? Number 9. The possible outcomes when you toss 2 coins are heads and what? Tails and what? And then your third option, if you're tossing 2 coins. Okay, number 10. 8 centimeters 6 millimeters plus 7.5 centimeters equals what? Now we haven't done this year, but you've probably come across this before. So you're adding centimeters and millimeters. There are 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. So you need to change it into like there's a fraction in this sum and there's not in this, which makes it difficult. So you need to think to yourself, okay, I'm adding 8 centimeters and 7 centimeters. That's fine. The half, what would that be in actual millimeters? Remembering 10 is a full centimeter. So if you have half a centimeter, how many millimeters is that? Half of the 10. And then you can add it together. So you'd have 8 plus the 7, 6 plus the half, but now you'll have the half written as half in millimeters. So 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter, so half of that. 11, 750, take away that, that's fine. Number 4, 450 multiply 3, or 450 multiplied by 3. Number 13, increase €8 by 50%. So you need to find 50% of 8, first of all. 50% of 8, you can do that by putting 50 over 100 and dividing the 100 into €8, multiplying by the 50. Or you can think to yourself, well, 50%, what is that as a fraction in the smallest form? Find 50% of that and then increase €8 by that. So let's say you find 50% and it's €2. The answer is not €2. That is the amount you're increasing by, but you need to actually add it to the €8 and increase the €8 by €2. So your answer is 10. Remember this, that's me just giving an example. The answer isn't actually 10. You need to find 50% of 8, get that answer, and then add that answer to the 8 for your answer. Number 4, write 19 over 4 as a mixed fraction, a mixed number. So you're going to divide 4 into 19 and see how many times does it go. Again, keep your tables book open if you want to see the 4 times tables. 4 into 19, how many times does it go? That's your whole number. And then any remainder left over becomes your fraction and it goes over 4. So I'm just going to do a sample here for you. So let's do 18 over 5, and I want to make a mixed number. I think to myself, 5 into 18 goes 3 times because 3 5s are 15. It can't go 4 times because 4 5s are 20. So that number is too small. So it goes in 3 times. How many are left over? 3 are left over. So my mixed number is 3 and 3/5. So you divide the 5 into the 18 and I got 3 with a remainder of 3 which I put over the 5. So 3 and 3/5 is my new mixed number. Number 15, divide 5 into 624. Number 16, Maura can run 500 meters in 2 minutes. How far will she run in 10 minutes? So 2 minutes became 10. How? You multiplied it by how much? And when you find that out, you multiply the 500 meters by that and you'll know how much she ran. A box weighs that. How many grams does it weigh? So you're changing the kgs to grams. Remembering there are 1,000 grams in 1 kg. 18. The total capacity for 4 buckets is this. What is the average capacity per bucket? So the total is this. So they added together the 4 buckets capacities, the 4 of them, added them together to get this. The average then, how do we get it? We divide this by 4 to get the average. So that's your Monday work. Okay, so watching out for number 4, number 1, because fractions are quite tricky. Number 10 here, number 13, 14, and see how you get on. Remember messaging me if there's anything you're unsure of. When I put up my corrections, I'll have given you the steps I took to complete the sum, which might help you in understanding it. Best of luck.